Mom, I spend a lot of time driving my car, whether it is to drive to work or whether it is to drive my kids to school, pick them up, or go to classes with them, soccer practice, etc., etc. So what happens is, as moms, we are most of us are spending a lot of time sitting in that car. And if you're a working mom, you are sitting at work, you're sitting in your work travels, in meetings, etc. There's a lot of sitting involved in a mom life, right? But uh, let's talk about 4 tips today that will help you to prevent neck and shoulder pain that is very commonly seen in moms who drive for longer hours. And actually, before we get into the topic for today, let me introduce myself for those of you who don't know me. My name is Swati. I'm an executive mom power coach. I help moms of younger kids who work in high stress executive jobs, and I help you to manage your spinal, that is back and neck, and joint pain. I do this by giving you simple exercises, easy lifestyle changes, tips, tricks, hacks, and I do this without taking away a big chunk of your time because I know moms are busy people, right? Whether you're working or not working, moms are always busy, right? So I do not take away a big chunk of the time that you have in the day. I do all these exercises and lifestyle changes that you can implement within your existing schedule. I also talk about some non toxic natural products that have helped me in my own spinal and joint pain journey. So let's get back to the topic for today, which is 4 simple tips to prevent neck and shoulder pain when driving. Now, the very first tip that I want to give you here is if you look at me sideways, when we are driving, most of us are poking our chins out and our shoulders are all rounded here. And we are slouched over suppose you're holding the steering wheel, you're all slouched over it. Now, the very first thing is let's correct this posture at the neck. Now, for this, when you are driving, of course, you're looking at the traffic in front of you. Now, my neck has to be in a neutral position or a good posture. For this, if this is my horizontal gaze, so if this is the traffic in front of me, I need to put my gaze down by about 5 to 10 degrees. So this is horizontal and this is about 5 to 10 degrees down from the horizontal. So what this does is it gives you a slight chin nod. So if this is a yes, it's 100% of a nod. You're just doing 5 to 10% of a nod here. So what this nod does is it puts your neck into a neutral position. This is the position in which your cervical spine, the joints, the ligaments, the muscles in that area are at their happiest. Basically, they're at the most relaxed position. So you want to do this chin nod. This is called a chin nod. It's actually a postural correction exercises that I advise to my people. But this is something you can implement while you are driving. So do this postural correction, this chin nod, while you're looking at your at the traffic in front of you or on the sides. Now, what happens is sometimes you need to adjust the height of your car seat, either up or down, because suppose your car seat is really low, you will be looking at the traffic like this, and if it is too high, you will be looking down a bit. There's too much of a chin nod here. This is like 100% chin nod I'm doing. So you need to adjust the height of your car seat so that you can comfortably look at the traffic when you have this 5 to 10 degrees tilt or chin nod at your cervical spine or your neck. So if you have, most of the cars have that adjustable height feature. However, if you don't have it, then you can use a cushion to increase the height of your seat. All right, so this was about your neck. Now, the second thing that we did talk about was about your shoulder area. So, when your chin is poking out, in order to balance the head over your body, you need to round your shoulders. So, this is another thing that you'd see a lot of moms who are driving. They would be in this rounded shoulder and shrugged shoulder position. So first let's address the rounded shoulder and then we'll come to the shrugged shoulder. So when you have rounded shoulders, basically there's a lot of stresses around your shoulder, your mid back and your neck, and obviously that can lead to pain in the long run. And it is a very uncomfortable position. So what you got to do is take a massage ball or a tennis ball, or I have like this spiky massage ball. There's a tennis ball that sits in my car, and you will put this in between your shoulder blades. So here I'll show you on my chair, but there's the same thing with your car seat. So you're going to put it in between your shoulder blades. So like anywhere from the up to mid part of your shoulder blades. And the moment you slouch forwards, what's happened is this ball has actually moved down. This gives a feedback to your brain saying, hey, you're slouching, you need to correct your posture. So what happens is you tend to then not round your shoulders, but then you will be sitting back into your car seat. Now the third tip, which is your shrug shoulder. Now what happens is many times you're holding the steering wheel, you're so tense, especially when you're stuck in bad traffic, you are like this, right? So a good tip to not shrug your shoulders is to drop, obviously to drop the shoulders, but if you hold the steering wheel anywhere from the mid to lower part, you will be able to maintain this neutral position of the shoulder. Notice this the next time you're driving. If you are holding the steering wheel from the top, there is like a tendency to shrug your shoulders. Okay, so try and hold your steering wheel from anywhere from the mid to lower part. And if you're using two hands, it's quite easy and comfortable to hold your steering wheel and steer in the traffic. So that was your third tip. Now, the fourth tip is movement. Because sometimes when we are sitting in the car in the traffic, you're driving for those long distances, and of course this is transferable to your office chair as well, but all these tips are. But let's talk about driving now. So if you say you are sitting and driving for a long period of time, there's a lot of stresses that can build up knowingly or unknowingly. If you shrug your shoulders, if you're still sitting in a poor posture, there's a lot of stresses that build up around your neck and shoulder area, sometimes your shoulder blade and your mid back area as well. So what you're going to do is something really simple. When you are at a traffic signal, or say you're waiting to pick up your kids, or waiting in that school queue to drop off your kids, while you're sitting in the car and you're not driving, please do not do this when you're driving, but the car is stationary and you're sitting in the car, try and do some simple neck movements. So this is not just movements here. You are going all the way to your left, all the way to your right, and then you tilt your head without shrugging your shoulder. Tilt your head so your ears are going towards your shoulder. The shoulders stay here, okay? Do not shrug them. And the same on the other side. Even if you do 2, 3, 4 repetitions of this movement on left and right, it is good enough. If you do it every half an hour or 1 hour, depending on how long you're driving, this basically de-stresses your cervical spine, your shoulder, mid back, shoulder blades area. So I have included these simple exercises in a blog that I have written on the same topic about the 4 tips to prevent neck and shoulder pain when driving. I will leave a link to the leave a link in the description to that blog that I'm referring to. You'll find more details on this topic on the blog, and you'll find more details on these exercises that I was talking about as well. So I will leave the link below and you can take it up from there. You can read the blog and then see the details. If you're watching me on Instagram, the link to my blog will be in my bio. Alrighty, if you have any questions, any comments, do let me know and I'll be happy to address them for you.